facing problem connecting Zoom, please ask them to connect on Facebook or YouTube. Thank you. Should we start, madam? Good morning, everyone. Today is the third and the final day of our webinar series entitled Career Opportunities and Startups. I, Nidhi Bhatia, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Applications and convener of this program, wholeheartedly welcomes Honorable Vice Chancellor, Pro Vice Chancellor, CCS University Meerut in absentia, Dean Engineering and Technology, who will be presiding today's session, our mentor and guide, Director SCRIT, Professor Jamala, Dean Student Welfare, Professor Bhupendra Singh, Chief Proctor, Professor Birpal Singh, Chief Warden, Professor P.K. Sharma, Finance Officer and Registrar, CCS University, all the dignitaries, special invitees, heads, coordinators, and distinguished faculty members of the various departments and institutions of the campus, administrative officer SCRIT, members of media, extremely precious students of CCS University Meerut, I welcome you all to this webinar. Before starting this enthusiastic webinar, let us all join our hands to take blessings of Ma Saraswati, the goddess of wisdom and knowledge. Saraswati Mahabhage, Vidya Kamal Lochane, Vidyarupe Vishalakshi, Vidyam Dehi Namostute. Devi Saraswati, the most auspicious goddess of knowledge, with lotus-like eyes, kindly bless us all. Today, we have an expert, Professor Chanda Jain, Head Training and Development Cell, ITS Mohan Nagar. She will be briefing us on the topic how to think to start a startup and the ways to validate the idea. Do your venture. Make in India is a lion's step. This initiative, on one hand, will increase manufacturing growth and at the same time will directly benefit the youth of the nation in form of employment. We have a million problems, but at the same time, we have over billion minds. In words of Mr. Ratan Tata for young generation. In many ways, we have been critical and saddened by what has or has not happened in our country. Do not grow with a view that something can't be done and so should not be done. You, in the years ahead, are going to be leaders of the country and shaping the destiny of this country. Look at the world around you where ideas were born, where individuals started in garages. Where did Paytm, Flipkart, and Ola come from? They came from ideas where people felt that something can be done. The technologies don't require billion or dollars to establish. They don't even require hundred of acres to build. Enterprises are built on innovations that are in your minds, non-traditional, untried, and sometimes risky that makes a big difference in the world of tomorrow. In short, ये मत देखो कि देश तुम्हारे लिए क्या कर रहा है, ये सोचो कि मैं देश के लिए क्या कर सकता हूं. It is said that great startup ideas solve real world problems. And to elaborate this idea of startups, today we have with us Professor Chanda Jain. Some instructions for our dear students who have joined today's webinar. During the expert's talk, post your queries in your chat boxes. Our expert would love to resolve them in QA span. E-certificates of webinars will be released only after filling feedback forms. Remember that. Releasing certificates will take few days' time, so please don't hassle yourself asking for them. Our dedicated team would provide you certificates as soon as possible. This webinar is live on Facebook and YouTube. If your friends are facing problem connecting Zoom, please ask them to connect on Facebook or YouTube. Now, I request my colleague, Dr. Savita Mittal, to introduce speaker of the day, Professor Chanda Jain, and invite her for the expert talk. Over to you, Savita Mittal, ma'am.
Thank you, Engineer Nidhi Bhatia. The Guidance, Navigation and Control Lead for Mars 2020 at NASA, Swati Mohan, was prepared for everything that could go wrong. It was only when Perseverance, the rover sent to look for signs of ancient life on Mars, touched down that she took her eyes off the screen. Later she said, "It was a big relief. Mars and Earth are in the special configuration roughly every 2 years. So if you miss this launch window, you have to wait 2 years before the next one." Also, she extended, "I definitely think team's diversity helps with innovation and a key to success for any mission." Honorable dignitaries, teaching fraternity, respected parents, and very dear students, a very warm good morning. I, Savita Mittal, Department of Computer Application, is overwhelmed while proudly quoting the motivational example of Indian origin scientist Swati Mohan. Feeling astonished? Why I am narrating this news clipping which caught my eyes only yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, the crystal clear message, innovation clubbed with team's diversity, is the key to success for any mission also matches the theme of our webinar today, how to think to start a startup and the ways to validate the idea. Do your venture, on which we are going to attend a very interesting and innovative lecture by Professor Chanda Jain, our keynote speaker today. But before that, I would like to share the great achievements profile of Professor Jain. She is a dynamic with 20 years of experience and passion for evaluating client requirements and delivering strategic solutions to training, counseling, HR developments, corporate licensing, communication, and campus recruitment. She is working with National Committee of MOOCs and taking workshops across India on OER, Moodle, use of ICT in higher education, advanced teaching pedagogy at colleges like Punjab University, Central University of Jammu, Devi Ahilya University Indore, Coimbatore Institute of Technology Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu College of Higher Education, etc. Career counseling and personality guidance for students. She has developed psychometric assessment for various phases of students' life like basic inclination, stream selection, career selection, and advanced personality tests, mental health and emotional quotient tests. Psychometric assessments is also accepted by Planet Study, an edtech company. She has authored a series of 15 books on mind map solutions. All 29 books of NCERT in science, SST, and maths have been developed in mind maps with advanced teaching pedagogy. Also provided personalized career counseling based on scientifically developed tests and mentoring. She is IIT Bombay top performer in use of technology in higher education and received SAP Award of Excellence. Also working with Kyoto University, Japan on advanced teaching pedagogy in higher education. She is running her own MOOC on HR and interview preparation. She has proven results and remarkable improvements in placement through quality training and corporate networking. One of the elite professional training experts in NCR. Currently associated with ITS Mohan Nagar Training, Placement and Counseling Cell. Working as a mentor of change with Niti Aayog, with schools, Bal Bharti, DPS and Jaipuria. She is running her own learning management system Moodle site for students. Working with IIT Bombay as a mentor in use of ICT in higher education. She is also associated with Yuva Manthan and ET Mantra for online teaching and counseling. Oh, list is too long for words, but your wait is over. I would like to invite very dynamic, treasure of rich experience and knowledge, and a very enlightening speaker, Dr. Chanda Jain, to share her views. Ma'am, please. Thanks a lot.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much, Professor Savita, for such a lengthy and prolonged introduction. I think this is so feeling so humbled. First of all, coming back to CCUS is like coming back to home. Long back, around 26 years back, I passed out my PG, and now coming back to as to deliver a lecture is a whole together new experience. Respected dignitaries present here, all the teaching fraternity, dear students. Today we are going to discuss something as all the dignitaries have said, Professor Nidhi, Professor Savita, they were telling you about doing your venture and how to evaluate an idea. Today we are going to talk about what entrepreneurship is basically. And I was looking at the chat also, some students are giving some questions, some ideas, some thoughts are also coming over there. So I think today's session must go with your aspirations. But before we start the session, I would like to share my screen with you all, and I would like to give you a feel that actually when you think of doing your own business, what's the difference in doing your own business and doing a job, working for somebody else? What is the difference? From my point of view, not exactly from my point of view, from everybody, if you ask, so Steve Jobs, this is the name which comes possibly at the first place when we talk about the entrepreneur. This was the person who changed the view of business for the whole world. So let's see what he has to say about entrepreneurship and what is this all about, doing your own venture.
I was lucky. I found what I loved to do early in life. Woz and I started Apple in my parents' garage when I was 20. We worked hard, and in 10 years, Apple had grown from just the two of us in a garage into a $2 billion company with over 4,000 employees. We just released our finest creation, the Macintosh, a year earlier, and I just turned 30. And then I got fired. How can you get fired from a company you started? What had been the focus of my entire adult life was gone, and it was devastating. I really didn't know what to do for a few months. Careers down. I was a very public failure, and I even thought about running away from the valley. But something slowly began to dawn on me. I still loved what I did. We are going to make it or break it based on whether we can provide products to higher education and services and relationships to higher education that no one else provides. And I think we ought to spend 100% of our time thinking about that. And if we can't do that, then we ought to go broke. And so I decided to start over. I didn't see it then, but it turned out that getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. The heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again, less sure about everything. It freed me to enter one of the most creative periods in my life. During the next 5 years, I started a company named Next, another company named Pixar, and fell in love with an amazing woman who would become my wife. I'm pretty sure none of this would have happened if I hadn't been fired from Apple. It was awful tasting medicine, but I guess the patient needed it. Sometimes life's going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love. And that is as true for work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. So keep looking, don't settle.
So my dear students, doing your own venture is basically doing what you love. And if you have not found it as of now, you can always hit and try. So today when we will be talking about that how to do your venture, how to validate your idea, we'll be talking about a lot of things. And when I would be talking you that how you will be starting your work, firstly try to understand that whatever you have to do, the first thing is that you should love about what you are doing. Okay, so there is no scope for like trying anything. When you want to start your own business, when you want to start your own venture, then you should understand that this is something which you should love. It can be, you must have seen people working to solve social problems, solving economic problems, or something which we look at nearby. My experience with my as ma'am told you people that I'm working with Niti Aayog, my experience with young students have been like this, that they are very keen observers. Okay, and when they have they look around and they find some problem which intrigues them, then they try to find out the solution. Okay, this is what is basic need, basic passion, fire inside you, which is required that if you want to do your venture, if you want to start something of your own, then that fire should be inside you. Okay. Then what to do? Then the next question comes, what should we do? Then what happens, mostly students comes to me, because we also run incubation cell in our college also, that ma'am, I want to try this, and I always say only one thing, either you do. He started selling it. शुरू में लोगों को लगा ये कैसा फ्रिज है जो जिसमें इलेक्ट्रिसिटी की जरूरत नहीं थी, जो कंप्लीटली बायोडिग्रेडेबल था, जो किसी भी तरह की गैसेस रिलीज नहीं कर रहा था, कंप्लीटली इको फ्रेंडली. People started knowing him, and now Mittycool is being exported to nearly 100 countries, especially countries जहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रॉब्लम है, जहाँ पे कॉस्ट एक प्रॉब्लम है, लाइक घाना, अफ्रीका, interiors of those countries. Mittycool is being exported. And if you search on internet, now what they have done, they have introduced clay pots, clay cooking pots. मिट्टी का तवा ले लीजिए, आप मिट्टी की कढ़ाई ले लीजिए, and they are durable pots. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने घर लाया और खराब हो गया. Okay, so idea generation is when you are observant, when you look at people, when you look at circumstances, when you look at situations. This is something which makes me uncomfortable. I would love to share a small story here with you all people. There was a movie, Finding Nemo, and the central character of this movie was a fish. छोटी सी एक मछली इसका कैरेक्टर थी, जिसमें आपको नीमो को अपना रास्ता फाइंड आउट करना होता है. सो द हीरो ऑफ द स्टोरी इज नीमो. नीमो was living in a pond happily, and one fine day what happened, that Nemo was not able to see through the water. Then one day passed on, 2 days passed on, week passed on. Then Nemo got worried. चिंता होने लगी कि भाई क्या हुआ, दिखना बंद हो गया, क्या दिक्कत है, आंखें खराब है. Then he went to the doctor, to the ophthalmologist, and the doctor said, Nemo, your eyes are perfectly fine, 6 on 6. So Nemo was much more worried now. अभी और चिंता हो गई कि आंखें भी ठीक हैं, पानी भी साफ नहीं दिखाई दे रहा है, क्या गड़बड़ है. He came back to the pond, and then he did some R&D, रिसर्च करनी शुरू की. और उस रिसर्च में क्या समझ आया कि आंखें तो ठीक हैं, लेकिन जो पॉन्ड का पानी है वो गंदा हो गया है. और क्योंकि पानी गंदा है तो वी कैन नॉट सी थ्रू द मडी वाटर. नाउ नीमो हैज 3 चॉइसेस. या तो उस गंदगी के साथ रहना सीख ले, या उसे छोड़ के किसी दूसरे पॉन्ड में साफ में चला जाए, या उस पॉन्ड को साफ करने की सोचे. Actually, these are the 3 choices you people also have. When something bothers you, जिस चीज से परेशानी होती है, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. या तो हम उसके साथ रहने की आदत डाल दें, ये तो ऐसे ही है, ऐसे ही चलता है, या फिर ठीक है ये तो देश ही खराब है, इस देश का तो कुछ होना नहीं है, I'll try to get out of this country, बस मुझे मौका मिल जाए कहीं बाहर जाने का, settle down. Or we take an onus, no, this is our country and we will clean it. So idea generation has a lot to do with your thought process. When you decide to clean your pond, when you decide to help people, when you decide, yes, I want to contribute, then ideas are generated. A very, very important part of your journey is to see the opportunity to get the idea. Very, very important part. If you can foresee the opportunity, then you can always create a great idea. And now I will be sharing a toolkit with you all people. Toolkit means certain things which you need to work upon when you start working on idea. सबसे पहली चीज है brainstorming. सबसे पुराना टूल है. Think, write. सोचिए, लिखिए, सोचिए, लिखिए, सोचिए, लिखिए. जितने ज्यादा से ज्यादा आइडियाज लिख सकते हैं, उतने आइडियाज को लिखिए. ट्राई इवेल्युएट, भले ही आप उसका इवेल्युएशन बाद में करें, लेकिन ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग करना शुरू करिए. मेरे आसपास मुझे 50 प्रॉब्लम दिख रही हैं, ये 50 प्रॉब्लम है, इनको ऐसे सॉल्व किया जा सकता है. start doing brainstorming with yourself. Ask people what problem they face. आप में से कई सारे स्टूडेंट्स, आई एम वेरी श्योर कि जो मेरठ यूनिवर्सिटी के आसपास, सीसीएस यूनिवर्सिटी के आसपास के विलेज एरिया हैं, रूरल एरियाज हैं, वहां से बिलोंग करते होंगे. आप देखिए आपके आसपास जो किसान हैं, जो खेती करते हैं, उनको क्या समस्या आ रही है, कहां पर वो प्रॉब्लम फेस कर रहे हैं, हाउ दैट कैन बी इम्प्रूव्ड. Then second thing is brainstorming. Brainstorming means when you feel the pains of others. When you start noticing those things when you have not noticed as of now. When you become observant and when you have your own observations, then you can convert them into very good business ideas. Again, an example. There's an app, Jibble. Okay. And the CEO of Jibble is basically Malaysian. And what do they do? बहुत सारे ERP apps हैं. जिबल में क्या खास बात है कि उसको वो $multi-million कंपनी हो गई है क्योंकि it can keep your employees a real-time track of coming and going, which helps companies a lot to create real-time track. Very simple idea, doing very well. So be observant, do brainstorming, keep a diary, make a journal, एक कॉपी, एक जर्नल अपने लिए कुछ बना के रखें, जहां कुछ दिखता है झट से नोट कर लिया, घर आके सोचिए उसके ऊपर, ये मैंने देखा था, इसको हम कैसे सॉल्व कर सकते हैं, हाउ कैन वी डू इट, मेक इट बेटर, एंड बी ऑब्जर्वेंट. ऑफ कोर्स गो बैक, ये मेरा फेवरेट है, बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम पीपल से that these are the stupid ideas. ये काम नहीं करेगा. जब आप लोगों से बात करोगे ना, बोलेंगे ये क्या है, ये तो काम ही नहीं करेगा, तो बहुत ही बेवकूफी वाली बात है. I would request all of you to go on Google and see stupid ideas that made millions. Another book I would suggest, $1 Million Company. So these are the ideas which look stupid in the beginning, but now they are able to make millions. Flinto box. When Flinto box started, everybody said the same thing. छोटे बच्चों को आप कैसे improve कर सकते हो, ये तो बेकार की चीजें हैं. Now Flinto box is a biggest name in pre-primary, pre-nursery education, not education, in brain enhancement of the kids. Their ideas, their work is visibly improved in children. So think, it should not always be rational. It may be stupid. It might look stupid. Your friends might laugh at you. Don't worry about that. Keep it on writing. Then hobby driven ideas. बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं जिनकी अपनी कोई हॉबी होती है, आप उसको भी वेंचर में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हो. I'll give you an example, a very local example. Here nearby in Noida, there's a woman. She just runs a simple, she was fond of nursery and plantation and all, and now she is doing so well. She is taking classes. She is training people how to make kitchen gardens, indoor gardens, and so on. In fact, I would like to give you an example of my student also. She was a student in engineering, like you people, computer science engineering. After completing engineering, she got selected in some good, these big IT giant. I think, as if I remember, possibly in TCS. Then she worked there for 1.5 years around. Then she found out, no, nahi hoga, mujhse nahi kar paungi. Then she joined SBI. She cleared the PO paper, joined SBI, and then there also the same thing. Then she found out कि नहीं, ये मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगी. She came back to home. अपने देश में आप लोग को पता है ना, SBI जैसी जगह पर PO की सरकारी नौकरों को जो रिजाइन करके आता है, उसको घर वाले क्या कहते हैं? But still she came back. She asked her father that just give me few 1,000 rupees, nothing more. She took land on rent in a village, and now she is making vermipost, which is giving him an earning of more than 40 lakhs per year. Have people now, in fact, how I came to know about her, because she was recently awarded by some agriculture committee, and now she's doing pretty well for her. So please try to understand that when you want to start work, you have to do a lot of brainstorming. You have to be observant. You might look stupid. That's fine. You might have a hobby which can convert into a good business. Yeah. So I would like to tell you, give you an activity, a small activity. Can you generate 10 ideas in, if I go by minute, in 3 minutes, in 5 minutes, let's say in 5 minutes, because then we will be discussing those ideas. Can you generate 10 ideas in 5 minutes? These ideas can be anything about the business you want to start. It can be your hobby. And when you start writing your ideas, please write in chat so that I can see that what you people are thinking. Can you generate 10 ideas? Presence of so many students around. I can see a good number of students, and a good number of students at your Facebook and YouTube live as well. So I'm very sure that all of these students, they must be having some interest in doing some business. So can you generate 10 ideas? Can you do that? Start giving me your ideas. Give me in chat. Very good, Vishal. Thank you so much. Start giving me these ideas, what you actually want to do. Start writing in the chat. Developing online services. Deepak, be more clear. What kind of online services? There are lots of online services. Remote monitoring of what? Himanshu is saying mobile applications. Very vague, Himanshu. We have thousands of mobile applications. What is this all about? Kaisi mobile application? And what problem it will solve? ब्लॉगिंग ओके मेरा क्वेश्चन है, शायद आप लोग समझे नहीं, कि आपको 10 आइडिया जनरेट करने हैं बिजनेस के. जब आप लोग यहां पर हैं, कैन यू गिव मी एटलीस्ट 10 आइडियाज जिन पे आप काम करना चाहोगे? उदित इज सेइंग ऑन सोशल मीडिया. उदित, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ वर्क डू यू वांट टू वर्क ऑन सोशल मीडिया? वॉइस असिस्टेंट मोबाइल ऐप इन हिंदी. Prashant, how it will be different from Google? They are already having voice assistant. Okay, Manu, how it will be different? Okay, Manu, how it will be different? Okay, Manu, different from Amazon Fresh, Big Basket, Super. And I can see a good number of students, but I am getting only few answers. Growing an audience, we can monetize in multiple ways. How it is? I am not getting your point, Satyam. What kind of audience do you want, and why will they give you money? Yes, Vishal, what you want to ask about? Something about what you want me to tell about you? Okay, Mayuri, you want to teach rural area children. Have you heard about Akash? Create some concrete business idea. Marketing. Providing them from farms itself. How will you make sure that your vegetables and your fruits and or your organic products remain fresh? Because these all are perishable products. They have very short lifespan. Good thought, Aarti. Thought. You can start working on this. Possibly it will be very helpful for most of the old people, because I have seen people even struggling how to use ATM. What do you want to sell, Ajay? There are lakhs of sellers on Amazon. Manish is saying services. Okay. How it will be different from urban company? Deepak, online assistant, online tutor. Okay. How it will be different from e-tutors, and lots of online tutoring companies are doing, like Vedantu, like this Unacademy also is online tutoring app. How it will be different? Okay, biogas plant for rural area. Good idea, Varun. Okay, Manu, I have a suggestion for you. When you have this idea, please go to some nearby village, talk to people, and ask them, do they want to sell their products to you, and at what price? And then come to the market, uh, city market, see the prices on what they are being sold in the market, do this analysis on paper, costing at the source, and revenue generated at the final point, and then add the cost of taking, preserving, and transportation, and the people cost, and see, will it work for you? Manish, what the thing which you are saying, will it be practically profitable? Through an art gallery? Okay, so many messages I am having. Yeah, so I can see lots of students giving lots of ideas. Now, what is my suggestion to you people? Please try to understand that as of now, these ideas are little raw. Okay, you, whatever you are working, you are thinking about, these ideas are good, but a little raw. What you need to people do some groundwork, some homework. अगर मुझे एक वेबसाइट बनानी है, वेबसाइट बनाने का क्या कॉस्ट है, रेवेन्यू मॉडल क्या होगा, और अभी मार्केट में कंपटीशन क्या है, do some SWOT analysis, because having a good idea is a good start. But let me tell you one thing very clearly, idea is only 1%. 99% is execution. Akashit, why do you want people to talk in English? आप क्यों चाहते हो कि वो इंग्लिश में बात करें? अपने देश में तो 1500 भाषाएं बोली जाती हैं. Why do you want that गांव के लोगों को इंग्लिश में बात करनी चाहिए? ओके, सत्यम, यू आर सेइंग कस्टम्ड एम्ब्रॉयडरी, मतलब आप लोगों से बोलोगे कि आप उनको क्या बनवाना है और आप बनवा के दोगे. No, Akashit, I don't think that English is a global language. It's a language of business basically. And now impact of our country is getting, larger day by day. So people have started, I am working with few MNCs who are emphasizing working on Hindi. Agriculture companies who are coming from various parts of the globe in India, they are getting everything translated in Hindi. उनके brochures, उनकी website, सब कुछ हिंदी में है. Not exactly, Mayuri. Personality, how do you define personality? Is Deepak, you are saying digital library. Have you heard about Disha, founded by Indian government? I would request all of you to explore. जब एक आइडिया दिमाग में आता है ना, डिजिटल लाइब्रेरी, गूगल पे डालो डिजिटल लाइब्रेरीज अवेलेबल, देखो क्या क्या ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल है, हम उस पे कहां पे काम कर सकते हैं. सो व्हेन इट कम्स टू आइडिया इवेल्युएशन, यू माइट फील कि मेरा आइडिया बहुत अच्छा नहीं था, और यू मे फील वेरी हैप्पी कि मेरा बहुत अच्छा आइडिया था. But basically, ideas are just 1% of the venture. Idea evaluation is much more important, and execution is the thing which makes the difference. Many people may have great ideas, but they could not convert them into the business. So I want to give you a basic framework how you people can evaluate your ideas. First of all, look at the feasibility. Whatever I am thinking, is it feasible? हो सकता है या नहीं हो सकता? बहुत unrealistic idea तो नहीं है. Like a student came with an idea that I want to create a washing machine which can even iron the clothes. This was not practically feasible because उसकी cost और spacing इतना ज़्यादा आ रहा था कि आज का जो flat culture है उसमें उसको fit करना बहुत मुश्किल था. You will not get a market for that kind of thing. So when you have an idea, evaluate that idea. कैसे evaluation करेंगे? Firstly, look at the feasibility. Is it possible to do that or not possible to do that? I won't say that everything is possible, but the thing is that efforts which we are putting in should be worth in doing that. Then do some market research. What kind of market is available for my product? Size of the market, taste of the market, nature of the market. You have to do a lot of research on market size. Kind of people I would be needing. Do I need passionate people or do I need technically expert people? What do I need? I always love to give the example of Mr. Kailash Satyarthi here. You all must have heard about him. A very great personality and Nobel laureate who has done tremendously amazing work to save children from child labor and to rescue them. And all the people who work for him, they are volunteers. He has an army of volunteers. So what kind of people you would be needing, and are they easily available? Can you find those kind of people who would love to work on your idea? And what kind of value it will generate? Always remember, if you have a great idea, you can execute it, money will always come. Money is hardly ever a problem. From my experience, I can tell you, venture capitalists, angel investors are sitting. Please come to us with a good idea. So, firstly, when you have at least 10-20 ideas, evaluate those ideas. किसकी feasibility है, मार्केट का साइज कितना है, मार्केट का नेचर कितना है, काम करने के लिए कैसे लोग चाहिए होंगे, उन लोगों की अवेलेबिलिटी मेरे एरिया में कैसी है, and what kind of value I'm going to generate. So this is about the evaluation of of ideas which you might be having in your mind. I can see lots of things. I would request every one of you, like this is online sharing second-hand books, a good idea, seriously good idea, but think how will you do it? Will you create an app? Will people donate their books over there? How the people who are in needy will get it? So this is something, you need to evaluate the framework. Very good examples, two very good examples rather. One is Oyo, another is Uber. They do not have anything of their own. Is they are one of the largest in their business. Creators between the service seeker and the service provider. Find out the gaps where I can fill the gap. This is the problem people are facing. Generate lots and lots of ideas, do some brainstorming, and then evaluate those ideas. Find out what value you can generate. Before taking questions, I would like to show you something. I'm stopping sharing and I'll share another screen with you all.
Another favorite of mine, Mr. Zev Bazaz, and let's see what he has to say about entrepreneurship. Please listen to him very, very carefully because they are actually the words of wisdom.
Well, to me, true innovation is something that's not only an invention, but an improvement. And, sometimes it's not easy to make things different. I mean, it's not difficult. It's not hard to make things different, but it is hard to make things different and better. Most of the problems in the world already have solutions of one kind or another. All of those solutions can be improved upon. There's no chance that anything is perfected yet. I don't believe that. But all those solutions are highly evolved, and they've been, people have been working on solutions to most problems for a long time. But still, somebody, it wasn't that long ago, somebody figured out that you should add wheels to suitcases. Pretty good improvement. Well, it's hard work. So it's easy to have ideas. It's very hard to turn an idea into a successful product. There are a lot of steps in between, and it takes persistence, relentlessness. So I always tell people who are, who think they want to be entrepreneurs, you need a combination of stubborn relentlessness and flexibility. And you have to know when to be which. And basically, you need to be stubborn on your vision, because otherwise it'll be too easy to give up. But you need to be very flexible on the details, because as you go along pursuing your vision, you'll find that some of your preconceptions were wrong, and you're going to need to be able to change those things. So I think taking an idea successfully all the way to the market and turning it into a real product that people care about and that really improves people's lives is a lot of hard work.
Yeah, so now you can see a person
like Jeff Bezos is saying that majorly an idea is just 1% of the whole thing what you are doing. Okay, your idea may be brilliant, but if you are not able to execute it properly, if you do not have that kind of persistence, if you are not easy on yourself, major problem, जो सबसे बड़ी problem लोग face करते हैं, they fall in love with their idea. You are not supposed to fall in love with your idea. You have to evaluate it. जब हम किसी को क्या बोलते हैं उसकी आपकी लैंग्वेज में, when we are in love with somebody, तो हमें उसकी सारी बुराइयां दिखनी बंद हो जाती हैं. होता है ना ऐसा? We become addicted to the person. फिर वो बुराइयां कब दिखती हैं? जब हम शादी कर लेते हैं. Same happens. When you are in love with your idea, then you are not able to see the shortcomings, the pitfalls, and you start working on it, and then all those pitfalls becomes huge. फिर आपको समझ नहीं आता आप क्या करें, अब तो पैसे भी लगा दिए. Everybody would say you are a failure. Try to understand. You have to evaluate your idea. You have to be really, really hard working. You have to be having perseverance. So basically, entrepreneurship is a journey. If you are willing to put your sweat and blood into it, then only go for it. मैं भी चैट में आप लोग की देख रही थी कि कुछ बच्चों ने डाला हुआ है, कुछ स्टूडेंट्स ने, दैट जॉब इज इजी. यस, जॉब इज इजी, क्योंकि वहां पर आपको क्या है, आपको 9 to 6 अपना काम करना है, उसके बाद आग भी लग जाए तो आपका कुछ नहीं जा रहा. लेकिन जब आप अपना काम करते हो तो यू आर कंप्लीटली ऑन योर ओन, आंसरेबल फॉर इवन अ स्मॉलेस्ट थिंग. So my dear students, what I want to say here in today's webinar, that yes, it is always good to have your own business. Nothing can substitute the satisfaction, happiness which you will get when you achieve the success. And success is a very relative term, I always say. It can have a different meaning for everyone. Please go to Zoho. Mr. Sridhar, जिनको इस बार पद्म श्री मिला है, he could have a more lavish house than maybe Mr. Ambani. He lives in a village, walks on a cycle. He shifted his office from Silicon Valley to India. So find out what you love and don't stop until unless you find that thing. When you start working on what you actually like it, then nothing can stop you. When you will be having faith in your idea, then start evaluating on the feasibility, finance, teams, market areas, everything. And be professional in your approach. Don't get tied up. नहीं, ये मेरा आइडिया बहुत अच्छा है, but is it possible to execute it? Am I having those kind of people with me? So try to understand this whole thing. There are lots of other things about entrepreneurship. आज हमने सिर्फ आइडिया जनरेशन और आइडिया एवेल्युएशन के बारे में बात की है. बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. लीन कैनवस मॉडल है, कैसे स्टार्ट करें, कैसे अपने आइडिया को आपको मार्केट में लाके टेस्ट कैसे करना है. मे बी सम अदर डे I will be talking about all these things, because today our session has already I think time is over. So I would be taking few questions from the students. Any questions you can write down in the chat, or ma'am can tell me whatever the questions students have asked.
Yeah, thanks Chanda ma'am for this wonderful session which gave deep insight, facts and knowledge about the startups. We move over to the query session. I request Professor Chanda to quench the knowledge thirst of our students by clearing their doubts. For this, I invite Dr. Vandana, convener of Startup Cell, SCRIT, for this QA span. Dr. Vandana.